everyone, Draco Magnius here for another episode of Let's Play Virtue's Last Reward. In the last episode, Luna told us a lot about what happened, confirmed a lot of our theories on what was going on in that certain timeline, who killed what, and she died in our arms. Anyway, in this episode, we're in a different timeline. The timeline where Dio was holding Quark's medicine hostage. And we are about to die. But, thanks to Luna, we now know that aluminum foil can save our lives. We've got 5 minutes. Do we have enough time to grab it? Let's find out. How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even when death was staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up to the... Fumble! Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up to the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There has to be something! Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just have to think! Think! If there's a way out, I'll find it! I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer!
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Really? This is the answer? Not the aluminum foil thing weird? I mean, maybe my arms are made of aluminum foil. That doesn't make sense, does it?
There's something white on it. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. Your arms are cybernetic.
What the hell was that? I have cybernetic arms? It was both shocking and utterly obvious. Of course my arms were artificial. Titanium alloy bones with an ABT exterior to mimic human skin. But I had no idea why. Nor did I know when my human arms, which I distinctly remember having, had been replaced. And that flash of Luna I'd seen, I was certain it had never happened. Those things hardly mattered, though. If I survived, I could worry about them later. The fact that my arms were mechanical, however, that might be useful. Called upon all the strength I had left and stood one more time. What are you waiting for? Why don't you open it already?
What?
Did I stutter? Open the number 9 door.
Sigma! What are you saying?
Looks like you finally gave up. Whatever. I was just about to flip the switch anyway.
Then hurry up and...
Hey! Don't rush me. Okay. You've got 9 BP now, right?
Yes?
Well, what do you say? Wanna come with?
I will remain here.
What? I mean, not that I don't mind you being here, Kay, but why?
Why?
I agree.
I cannot abandon Sigma.
Oh. Thanks, Kay. Don't worry about me. Go. You have to get outside and call for help.
But
Do you think Dio will? He's the only one who gets out of here. There's no hope for the rest of us. You're the only one we can count on.
I understand.
Great. Glad we got that settled. Shall we go?
No! Stop!
I began to move, but it was already too late. Dio grabbed the lever and threw it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
It's been fun. Peace.
I promise to call for help and return as soon as I can. Please, do not give up hope.
Yeah, I know. Just get going already. But... just you, Kay.
Huh?
As Dio turned to look at me, I crouched. Then, calling on every last bit of strength my wearied body could supply, I launched myself towards him like a coiled spring. I slammed into his legs, knocking him to the floor and wrapping my hands around his ankle before he could get back up.
Hey! What are you doing, you bastard? The door's gonna close! Let go!
You deserve to die, Dio.
Let go, goddammit! Let me go!
He lashed out with his free leg and hit a leg at my head and shoulders. He lashed out with his free leg at my head, shoulders, and arms, but I held on. I ignored the pain, tightening my grip with every blow.
Hey! What the hell is this shit? Why are you doing this? I kept my promise, didn't I?
Yeah, so did I. Far as I recall, I didn't say anything about letting you escape.
What? Shit! Stop screwing around, asshole! I have to get out of here. I'm not going to let my sacred mission get fucked up by some self-righteous idiot.
Dio began to pull himself along with his elbows, bit by bit, edging closer to the exit. He was headed straight through the door, but the gate was already beginning to close. With only a few feet to spare before it shut, he crawled across the threshold and beyond the door.
Sigma! Stop! That's enough! Please, you have to let go!
The door's going to shut on you if you don't let go.
What is your end game, Sigma? I mean, I get it, you got robot arms, you could probably take the hit from the door slamming on your arms with very... Well, no, you'd probably still feel some pain. I mean, I don't know if they put, like, nerves in the cybernetics for you to feel pain, but pain is the body's, alert system for when shit goes wrong. Alright. See you later, Dio. Oh wait, I think I get it. He's going to lose his arms so that he doesn't have the bracelet.
You're an idiot right up until the end, aren't you? Just hurry up and die! You senile old fuck!
I'm not old, though. No. I'm going to live. I mean, that's one method, I suppose. Although, to be fair, how is he going to make it all the way to where the aluminum foil would be in the crew
number
quarters?
9 door
That's fair.
has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible.
Was that simply just to get his own arm cut off? He could have just sat at the door and put his hand there and goes, alright, just gotta wait for this to go down. Trying to lose my arm so I can not be wearing a bracelet.
Please enjoy your stay.
The announcer's voice grated at the inside of my skull. I felt tired. So very, very tired. Felt my eyes flutter closed. And then, nothing.
Sigma! Sigma! Finally awake, huh?
Where am I? I rubbed my eyes and slid my legs off the bed to stand up. Well, to be honest, it was an examination table, not a bed. Which meant... the infirmary, huh?
I guess they carried you out here after you passed out.
Oh, hey, you're awake, Alice! You guess?
Well, I wasn't there to see it. I was out just like you.
Right. Wait, hold on. We only had one thing of Excelsior. How would they have figured out about the thing that replicates it?
But I was in the AB room.
Why?
That bastard Kay. He punched me in the stomach. I can't believe him. He didn't want me voting, so...
Whoa. And after he knocked you out, he voted betray? Which brought his BP up to 9?
Yes.
Actually, I should have... That wasn't a question. Whatever. So, where is he now?
On the other side of the number 9 door. With Dio. You told him to go, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Is your arm okay? I heard what happened. Cybernetic arms, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. I was starting to get a feeling something was up with you.
I looked down at my left hand. Or rather, I looked down at where my left hand should have been. Instead, there was a stub wrapped in white gauze. I told myself I'd do anything to get the cure, even if it meant letting Dio betray me. I had a feeling I might come to miss my hand. Oh yeah. How's Quark?
I'm right here.
Quark. Man, I'm glad you're alright. Feeling better?
Yep. Thanks to you. You got the medicine from that jerk Dio, right?
Yeah! That fucking asshole! Oh wait, kid in the room. I don't care, he's a fucking asshole, we all agree with that.
Luna gave it to me, and now I'm better. Thanks. You're the best, Mr. Sigma.
Aw.
You saved my life.
It seemed they'd shared stories while I was asleep. Everyone knew now how I had made a deal with Dio, and about the journal we found with the Latin in it. Clover and Phi seemed to have done most of the talking.
It was completely the opposite of what we guessed. We're not infected. The rest of the world is. That means this place isn't a quarantine facility. It's more like a shelter.
Well, we don't know anything for sure yet. I thought the same thing you did, but then Sigma pointed out a couple of discrepancies.
Yeah. Phi and I have already gone over it, but... I explained what I'd noticed. 1. If we were in a shelter for uninfected people, why had Quark been infected? Any place designed to keep a virus like that out would have a lot of safeguards to keep anything from getting in. Had the virus really bypassed all those measures? It didn't seem likely. 2. The timing of our abductions and the pandemic outbreak was strange. It would make sense if we'd been rescued after the disease had become widespread, but that wasn't what had happened. First, we'd been abducted. Then, the pandemic had broken out. 3. We didn't know why Zero had put us in the nonary game. If we were survivors he wanted to protect, then why did he try to kill us? If we were in a shelter, why wasn't it safe?
Well, what about this? Maybe someone anticipated the pandemic. I don't know who. Probably Zero. Anyway, they grabbed us before the pandemic really started. Then they put us in the shelter. But then, after a while, he got bored, so he decided to have us play this game to kill time.
Who on earth would make people he rescued play a game where they could die just because he was bored?
Well, we don't actually know if there is poison in this bracelet.
What?
You're the only one who's gotten injected so far. And when you did, it was only Soparil.
What are you saying? That what I did at the number 9 door was all pointless?
No, that's not what I mean.
That can't be it. I'm sure there's tubocurarine in the bracelets. The Atom's analysis confirmed it.
But what if the Atom is lying?
If you're going to do that, then we don't have anything to base any speculations on. You could say that the newspaper article was fake, or that the Latin journal wasn't real.
Or the journal was real, but my translation was a lie.
You made it up?
No. My translation was accurate. I'm just making the point that once you start talking about this stuff being fabricated, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable.
I don't think Zero is doing this just to take the piss out of a lime.
What?
I don't think I've heard of that phrase before.
I was just trying to stress that I don't think Zero would do this to pass the time.
How do you make that mistake?
However, I do think Clover has half a point.
Meaning?
That someone did anticipate this pandemic. That part seems reasonable.
Well, if the virus was spread on purpose, then I could see how that might make sense.
Yeah. It's not like Noah put all the animals on his ark after the flood happened. He went around before the rain started falling to gather them all up.
Because God told him to.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you saying that we were rescued because we're all that's left of humanity?
We were brought here because someone knew there would be a pandemic that would turn us into an endangered species? Does that mean we're supposed to repopulate the planet?
Well, I mean, if that's the case, why is there a child and an old person here? I mean, I suppose, technically speaking, the old man could still mate, but it's not the ideal candidate, you know? I mean, I guess Sigma is, and Dio, if he was actually supposed to be here, but he's not. But if we go with the original roster of people, there's Akane, and she's an old woman, and she can't produce babies anymore. Repopulate? I looked around and did a quick inventory. Four women, an old man, and a kid. That meant I was the only young fertile male. Repopulation, huh? That didn't sound so bad. If that was the case, maybe there wasn't any reason to escape. If the newspaper and the journal were right, then the world outside was crawling with a deadly virus. How would we go out? Why would we go expose ourselves to that? This would be the safest, happiest place on Earth.
The game's over. There's no point to any of this now.
No, that's not true. The game might be over, but we've still got a lot of unanswered questions. In fact, we've got even more questions.
So? Are those answers going to open the number 9 door again?
I mean, no, but what else are we gonna fucking do if we don't think about this? Might as well occupy the time.
It's all over. Why we're stuck here doesn't mean shit. The 8 of us aren't leaving, ever. That's all that matters.
8?
You're including the old woman?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What if the old lady is Zero Senior?
I mean, she was working with him. Yeah, you're right. We never even considered that.
But that would mean the person in charge of all this was murdered by somebody. That doesn't make sense. Maybe she wasn't murdered. Huh?
Are you saying she was infected with Radical 6?
I mean, I suppose that's a possibility they didn't consider.
And killed herself?
But we didn't find a knife or any kind of weapon in the AB room with her.
Maybe she was killed somewhere else. And then someone carried her in there.
What? That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe we should go take a look at her one more time. Maybe we missed something.
Sure. Okay. We looked down at the body of the old woman. I was the first to move. Quietly and methodically, she began to examine the woman in her clothes. I just stood there. Even if she was dead, no, especially because she was dead, I just didn't feel right touching her. After a few silent minutes, Fi suddenly stopped. She pulled something from one of the old woman's sleeves and held it out toward me. A card?
Looks like an ID card for this place. Since it's got her picture on it, I'd say it's a safe bet the card is hers.
And it confirms my suspicions. Her last name is Kurashiki. Akane Kurashiki. Confirmation! I mean, I was pretty sure at this point that she was Akane, but, you know, it's still good to have validation, you know? Alright, let's move on. Huh. Looks like her name is... Kurashiki. Kurashiki. Ever heard it before?
Nope. You?
No. Well, you have, just in a different timeline. Actually, no, did he hear her full name? No, I don't think so. I think he was introduced to this picture of the younger girl, Akane, as just a younger girl that Tenmyoji was in love with a while ago. Anything on the back? Huh. Pass. JUMPYDOLL. Excuse me for a second. I know in another timeline I said something along the lines of maybe don't do anything with that. But, don't look through the secrets. But I distinctly remember JUMPYDOLL. There it is. Sounds like someone named a doll Jumpy. But why? Pass JUMPYDOLL. There's something written on here. It says JUMPYDOLL.
Well, actually it says pass equals JUMPYDOLL. So I'm guessing JUMPYDOLL is a password of some sort.
What the hell does that mean?
Beats me.
Should I write that down? I should probably write that down. I mean, the game might remember it, but I don't take chances, ladies and gents. I write down everything that may or may not become relevant later. Okay, I'm back. JUMPYDOLL written down. Or JUMPYDOLL, as Fi said it. Maybe it's a pet name for Junpei. Looks handwritten. She must have put it here herself so she wouldn't forget.
Yeah.
We were still looking the card over when I heard a commotion from the other part of the room.
Alice, what's wrong?
Oh no.
Alice!
Oh no!
Radical 6, huh?
What are you planning to do with that?
Fi and I turned around and... Oh, gasped. I thought they said grasped. My mistake. Fi and I turned around and gasped.
Damn it!
We ran to the other side of the room and skidded around the partition. There stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. And we used our one Excelsior already. Shit! She didn't seem stable. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. The look on her face was all too familiar. Quark. She looked just like Quark had before he went insane. But that meant...
Goodbye.
Her hand moved, lifting the scalpel up high in the air, then driving it down toward her heart! I was expecting it not to be an exclamation point. I ruined that. I'm sorry. Ugh! Right in front of everyone and no one had time to stop her? Oh! Oh, isn't that great? Well, I mean, I have passed JUMPYDOLL now. I'm sure that's worth something. Well, I mean, good. I got something I needed in this timeline, but I guess that's it for this timeline. I'm gonna be back when the credits are over. Quark, end. Well, that means there's only one left. But I have a theory I need to, test. There's, something I realized. I happen to have a password. JUMPYDOLL. And I have a username. Kurashiki. I wonder if I go back here if I can input those and it'll mean anything, or if we just have to go back to the timeline we were working on back here, get further down, and then we get to use those particular things. I mean, it's worth a shot. I was going to end the episode here, but I think I'll cut this here, and if there is something, I'll show it. If not, I'll just say, hey, there was nothing there. So we're going to go back to where we were last in the next episode. So let's get that cut going, huh? Alright, I'm back. Turns out it was not a thing for the director's room. You may notice it opened up the computer on top, but that's because I just typed in, you know, Luna's information to get in there, so I could access the flowchart. But with all that said and done, I think we're going to end this episode here. In the next one, we move on to what's probably going to be our finale timeline. I mean, there's a bunch of what if we betray people in other timelines that I'm pretty sure just results in a game over, so probably not touching those. I'll see you in the next episode.